did one thing. And that was it. And it ran that long.
Right.
But when it ran, there was a big surge of power.
Okay.
To do that.
And it was, what did you say it was? It was the nut or the washer was made out of.
The washer was a lock washer, which is usually tempered steel.
And it was in between.
Yeah, they had a heavy copper stud.
Okay.
And a big copper nut.
Okay.
And the housing, the grounding housing, was magnesium. Do you know that magnesium burns?
It's like
so it just ignited.
It was just a fuse.
What was the thing made out of the washer or whatever you said? What was it made out of?
It was tempered steel, iron.
Steel.
And you put that between the magnesium.
Put that in the noodle.
It was like a lighting up.
Yeah, and so
like a filament.
An airplane was on the radio say, feather number 3, and then they said, next thing it was screaming, fire, fire, fire.
Wow.
Well,
and it was all because when they feathered the prop, it ignited because it was.
That thing turned molten hot.
Immediately.
It melted the copper directly underneath that fast feather pump was a fuel line made out of aluminum, which melted fairly low temperatures. Under 18 pounds of pressure is 100 octane fuel. When that molten copper
dripped down on it,
it just
ignited, and the plane would, the engine would catch on fire, and the plane would catch on fire.
Yeah, the whole thing, just a huge ball of fire.
Yeah.
Wow.
It burned the wing.
And you figured it out by creating the prototype. I remember you telling me you had made a prototype and you figured out what was the problem.
Yeah, okay.
What I did was I wrote a thing to Bureau of Aeronautics, pointing that out. And I still get mad.
Oh, honey.
I still get mad about it.
Oh, I don't know. It's all in the past. You did your best. You did a good thing. It turned out right, honey. You saved a lot of lives. Some were lost, but you saved a bunch too, and it worked out. And they finally admitted you were right. You know, it's okay.
Well, Bill, you saved a lot of lives. That's what's important. You know, I mean.
I didn't make angry to realize we had people in command that were so stupid.
That lives were lost, yeah.
They couldn't understand it for a while, huh? You had a hard time making them understand either. Well, not everybody knows about things like that.
I had to. I had to build a setup and actually create a fire.
And you had to get an officer there to witness it. So
That's right. Yes, sir.
Well, Lizzie, you had the perspicacity to do that. Your father used to like that word. It takes a little perspicacity.
Perspicacity.
I like that. Neat word.
Yeah. I may have to look that
Tell
up.
Bill O'Reilly that there's one
perspicacity.
I'll tell you what. It's hard for me to believe we won the war.
Yeah. Well, we did. But God was on our side, you know.
Something, yeah. With mistakes like that, with engines.
Many,
I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll never know all the mistakes were made. Well, anyway.
A lot of them.
We should. You'll find in there the story about how they almost started World War III with Russia.
Okay.
It's in there.
I'll read over all that.
It's that's the final story. Because they discharged them all and sent them home, with orders not to ever tell, not ever talk about it. For 25 years, he never told me about it. And he met a buddy of his that was in his group, and he asked him, "Did you ever tell anybody?" He says, "No." They were told in order not to, they'd be hauled back to Leavenworth prison or whatever.
Oh yeah,
It was awful. But that's another story, and she'll read about it, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
But now we're going to go. And would you?
Absolutely.
Remember to turn your light